Hello and welcome to my channel. I have been creating YouTube content over the last few months, and today I thought it would be fun to tackle the Booktube Newbie Tag. I've seen other YouTubers do this and thought it looked like a ton of fun. It also seemed like a great way for you to get to know me. Why did you start your channel? About 2 years ago, I told myself I was going to start doing things outside of my comfort zone. This included changing careers, moving to another state away from my family, and starting a YouTube channel. I have been having a ton of fun creating videos, which is something I am just starting to learn how to do. I am also an extremely shy person who is not quite comfortable with showing my face yet. That combined with my limited know-how of creating videos is why I chose the PowerPoint format. I really wanted to do something for me that was not stressful or overwhelming. This also seemed like a great way to become part of a community of readers, which is something I am really looking forward to. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? First and foremost is my own opinion. We all like different things and have different outlooks on life. I think that I can add to the conversation and hopefully build a community where we find a common bond. I also enjoy many different genres and have a very diverse book collection. I consume most of my content through audiobooks, which is a bit different of an experience than reading. This allows me to not only talk about the books, but about the narrators. Beyond what I read is all the ideas I have for the content I want to create, which I think will be a ton of fun. Why do you love reading? I love reading because I love being transported to different worlds. I like seeing characters develop, to overcome struggles, to finally realize they have been in love the entire time. I can be stuck in afternoon traffic, but because I am listening to a book, I am on Mars with Mark Watney, trying to figure out a problem so that he can make it home. It brings joy to my heart when I find a book I want to talk about and recommend. So much of my most special moments have included reading or books that I love. My wedding bouquet had paper flowers made from Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. It made my day feel even more special that I not only had the people I love the most around me, but that my sisters had made me some beautiful paper flowers out of one of my all-time favorite novels. What book series got you into reading? I have two different book series that started me on my love of reading. First was Anne of Green Gables. It, to me, is quintessential reading for a young reader. Montgomery created a luscious world and gave us such amazing characters, especially Anne, who is imaginative, smart, and an amazing friend. Anne was everything I wanted to be. This book is cemented in my mind as one of the catalysts for my love of reading. The second is the Harry Potter series. I grew up with Ron, Harry, and Hermione, going to midnight showings and book releases, finishing one book and having to wait for the next one to be released. The joy, the heartache, and wonder these novels brought to me and continue to bring me is immeasurable. This is made even better because it is a love I share with my family. My sisters enjoy these novels as much as I do, and my memories of those midnight showings include my dad, who is not a massive fan, but enjoyed going because we did. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Um, so I struggle a lot with procrastination. I would like to know what you do to keep yourself motivated to create content, especially when you're struggling or when you're new to creating content. I would also like to know what you think is missing from BookTube and what your number one piece of advice for YouTube newbies is, or what advice you would provide to yourself when you started your channel. I would love to know that. If you want to leave a comment below, I would highly appreciate any answers to these questions. When did you start reading? So I have kind of morphed this question into when did my love of reading start? I grew up in a household of readers. Both my parents are readers, and this love of reading funneled down from them to my siblings and I. The first book I truly remember reading and loving was Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I think I was in kindergarten or first grade. I can still vividly remember the coconut tree on the front of the book. But my love of reading really developed when I entered high school. I have spoken on my channel about the impact of Harry Potter and Anne of Green Gables on me. I will also note that I spent most of my lunch periods in the library devouring books. Everything from nonfiction books on World War II and the American Civil War to Jane Austen. I have always enjoyed a diversity in my readings. Another huge inspiration to me was that I had a British literature teacher who noticed me reading Dostoevsky in high school and just really encouraged me. He would have full blown discussions with me about books. This teacher also very kindly gifted me a copy of Moms of Human Bondage with, with a lovely note in it encouraging me to continue my love of literature. I still have this book. That was my roundabout answer on saying that literature and reading have always been a part of my life, as well as a huge part of my family. Where do you read? I love audiobooks. These are easily listened to anywhere. Mostly, I will listen to these during my 40-minute commute to and from the office. I find my commute goes faster and produces less stress when I am listening to a good book. I also enjoy listening to books in my office. I work in IT, and it allows me to have the flexibility of listening to books while I work on my tasks for the day. Audiobooks also help with the mundane day to day chores like folding laundry or washing dishes. I even enjoy listening to books in my bed. It is a great time to snuggle with my dog and just enjoy a good book. So my answer is everywhere. What kind of books do you like reading? So I love a lot of different genres. I'm a massive fan of thrillers, mysteries, love stories, fantasies, and science fiction. I actually created a video where I talk about some of my favorite novels, and you can check that out on my channel if you'd like. Beyond fiction, I have really enjoyed listening to the Great Courses on Audible. It is a ton of fun learning new and interesting things. And I also have a video about some of the great courses I have listened to and whether or not they're worth listening to. What does your book collection look like? I do not have a library of books in my apartment. Most of my books are in the back of my car or in my storage unit. So I took a screenshot of some of my Audible books. Audible, Kindle, and Libby are my go-to apps that I use for listening to books. My Audible consists of about 360 titles, some of which I have listened to multiple times. My Kindle, I have tons of books on there, and I regularly use the Libby app to borrow books from the library. I find this to be the most successful way for me to consume books. As always, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me. I really appreciate it. I hope that this list helped you to get to know me and my love of literature a little bit better. And I just hope that you all have a wonderful day.